might be Ryan the Great, and today we are previewing the Eagles versus Commanders Week 3 matchup. I almost said Week 2 by accident. So we're going to be talking about the Eagles, what I think they're going to do, Commanders, what I think they could do. So yeah, anything you guys want to know. But before we get right into that, guys, make sure you subscribe with post notifications on. Go subscribe to my brother, Leland Great Vlogs. Also, make sure you follow me on Twitch at Ryan the Great Podcast. Let's get into it. So, first things first. As always, we're going to start on the Eagles. Then we'll talk about the other team, in this case, the Commanders. The Eagles. On offense, I think they can rely on both the pass and the run game. It should be a good balance of both because the Eagles do have the number 2 rushing attack in football currently. And they should be able to eat Washington up with Miles Sanders and Jalen Hurts like they've been doing for the past few weeks. Hurts, he needs to keep getting everybody involved, especially against a weak secondary. As you guys know, the Washington secondary is not the greatest secondary we've ever seen in the world. And yeah, Hurts has to continue to be accurate with his passes. And instead of diving and getting tackled, he should probably slide a little bit more because this is the division rival, let's not forget. And they're going to try and tackle him pretty hard, and they're going to try and probably try and hit him a little harder and rough him up a little bit, and he could get injured. So you got to be a little more careful there. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Dallas Goedert need to continue to create space for everybody. Dallas Goedert last game had a quiet 82 yards, so he needs to continue continue to do well, especially when he's lined up as the wide receiver. So he needs to continue to do that. Quez Watkins, I think he could be a great X factor. I didn't say this last week, but when he received that 53-yard touchdown, everybody's giving him a lot of credit. I don't think the touchdown was that amazing. He just ran past everybody in the corner and the safety, misread the route. I don't think it was that amazing, but Quez Watkins has some potential. I feel like he can unlock it in this game because Washington is going to be focused on A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Dallas Goedert. They might not see Quez Watkins, they might not see him as a receiver to focus on. So, yeah, he could have a big game, he could not. Hurts could target him, he could not. Anyway, we're going to move on to the defense. Defense, they need to stop 2 out of the 3 receivers, that being Dotson, McLaurin, and Samuel. As you guys know, I'm a Penn Stater. I love Jonathan Dotson. I hope he has a good season. I hope he does not have a good game against the Eagles, obviously. But McLaurin, obviously, he got that contract. Samuel's been looking all right in the past 2 games. I think last week he was the leading receiver for Washington. So, yeah, if we can shut down 2 of the 3 receivers, that would probably shut down the Washington offense pretty quickly because their run game is not amazing. And the secondary with Slay, who just came off the NFC Defensive Player of the Week, he needs to continue to shut down anybody that comes near him. I would assume he's going to be one-on-one with McLaurin the whole time. I'm not sure, depending on what what Jonathan Gannon thinks. So yeah, the defense, I probably think they should run zone because of the two of the 3 receivers. And just keep an eye on every single one of them. The linebackers, I don't think should blitz as much. So the defense can focus more on the pass game, and we can run zone a little bit more. I definitely think that the linebackers should also watch the crossing routes, like the 5-yard crossing routes, because I think Washington might go short. Like, they may play the short game. So I think the linebackers need to watch those crossing routes, those 5-yard passes, or maybe screen passes. I think they need to watch out for those because that could help Washington succeed. Now we're going to move on to Washington. Wentz needs to hit his top targets to pressure the Eagles secondary early. But he needs to be efficient, and the offensive line needs to give him time in the pocket because we all know how Wentz does under pressure, you know what I'm saying? The Eagles' defensive line, it seems like it could be hit or miss. So, in the Lions, they applied no pressure, and their run defense was absolutely terrible. Last week, they applied some pressure on Cousins, and they shut down Dalvin Cook. So it's hit or miss, so you need to find how their defense is early, and probably start by running the football early. The receivers are definitely going to have to get lucky to be open after the Eagles coming off a week where, they're probably not going to have another week like they did last week, the defense. So the receivers are going to definitely have to get lucky to get open, because I'm sure the Eagles are going to be hopped up. The Eagles defense is going to be hopped up for this game because of Carson Wentz. The defense needs to pressure Hurts to make him inefficient and make him escape the pocket. And if they do successfully do that, have a spy on him so you can prevent him from gaining any substantial yardage. Because I don't know if you guys, well, obviously you guys know, that in week 1, the Lions put pressure on Hurts. It was making him more inefficient. And the Vikings did not put a lot of pressure on Hurts. Or maybe they did. I don't really know. But it didn't really look like it. They didn't put a lot of pressure on Hurts, and he was able to complete his first 10 passes. Anyway, you guys should they should definitely have 2 guys covering Brown, or not maybe 2 guys, but have at least a safety watching him, and when he's lined up as the X receiver. Try to create next to no one-on-ones as much as possible, because you guys saw last week when Devontae Smith was in a one-on-one, when he ran that comeback route. He would catch the ball every single time, and especially when A.J. Brown's lined up as the X receiver, he is, he's a more bigger receiver, so he can just go up and grab the ball over the defender's head. And the last thing, make the Eagles play the short game. Try not to have the Eagles throw 10-yard passes. Try to make them use the RPO a little more to Dallas Goedert, or handing the ball off to Sanders. Do I think that the Washington will achieve any of the stuff that I just said? No, because I have the final score coming out. Eagles 34, Commanders 10. The defense coming off a great week, and I'm sure the Eagles defense is going to be hopped up because of Carson Wentz. I think they'll shut down the Washington offense pretty early. And the Eagles, I think that they will be able to find their receivers pretty quickly. And I think that number 2 rushing attack with the top 3 offensive line will help the Eagles win this game. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this video. Make sure you subscribe and also watch out for the reaction video of this game. Yeah, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Subscribe to my brother Ryan the Great Vlogs. Also, make sure you follow me on Twitch at Ryan the Great Podcast. As always, Ryan the Great out. Peace.